Hey everyone, and welcome! Get ready to put on your detective hats because today we're diving into a really cool linguistic mystery. We're going to uncover this secret connection between Japanese and Korean that's been hiding in plain sight, all tucked away in some super common everyday words.
All right, so let's get right to it. Here's the big question for today. What if I told you that the word to heal in Japanese and the word to come out in Korean were secretly the same word? I know, it sounds kind of crazy, right? But just stick with me here.
So take a look at this. On one side, you've got the Japanese Naoru. That means to heal or to fix. And on the other, the Korean Naoda, to come out. Just say them out loud. Naoru, Naoda. They sound so similar, it's uncanny. But the meanings, they seem like they're from completely different planets. The question is, are they really?
So that's our first big clue. Is this just some random one-in-a-million coincidence, or is it a breadcrumb leading to something way, way bigger? Okay, let's start digging.
And I'm not going to make you wait. I'll tell you right now, this is not a coincidence, not even close. The entire secret, the key that unlocks this whole thing, is hiding in just one single powerful syllable.
And that syllable is na. Yep, that's it. This tiny little sound is the ancient root that's going to crack this whole case wide open for us. Think of it like the shared linguistic DNA connecting these two mystery words. So what's so special about na? Well, way back when, in both Korean and Japanese, this root sound meant emergence. It's all about the idea of coming out of a state you were in before. You know, like a baby being born, a plant sprouting from a seed, or even just a new idea popping up. It's all about that moment of, poof, here I am. And check out this family tree. It lays it out perfectly. Starting with that root na, look at the Korean side. You get Natda, to be born or to sprout. You get Naoda, our word, to come out. And even Najida, to get better. Now look at the Japanese side. You've got Naru, to become, and there it is, Naoru, to be healed or fixed. See the pattern? Every single one of these words is about emerging into a new state.
Okay, so let's connect the dots. How do we get from this abstract idea of emergence to the very real act of healing? This is the part where it all starts to make sense.
Here it is. This is the big idea. To heal is to come out of sickness. To fix something is to come out of a broken state. It's not just getting better. It's an active journey of emerging from a bad place into a good one. It's the exact same idea, just applied to different things.
And this is what's so cool. Look how Naoru, in Japanese, even with its different written forms, lines up perfectly with the Korean way of thinking. When Naoru means healing from an illness, it's conceptually the same as Naoda, your coming out of being sick. And when it means fixing an object, it's just like Najida, moving from a bad state to a better one. It's the same blueprint, the same logic, right there in the words.
Okay, so first mystery solved, right? Awesome. But what if I told you that in solving that puzzle, we accidentally stumbled onto another clue, one that leads to an even deeper connection? Yeah, let's talk about medicine.
So here's our next big question, and this one's a head-scratcher. What in the world does medicine have to do with sleeping soundly? I mean, really? And how does that random connection somehow tie all the way back to healing? Let's find out. All right, listen to this. In Korean, if you want to say you're sleeping solidly, you'd say gutge jada. Now, in Japanese, to sleep soundly is Gussuri neru, gutge Gussuri. Whoa, that is way too close to be a coincidence. And that, my friends, is our next major clue. So what's the link? It's simple, really. The core idea is the same. To sleep soundly is to sleep solidly. You know, that deep, uninterrupted sleep where you're just out. It's the same concept.
And this is how it all circles back to medicine. The Korean root word gutta means solid or hard. The Japanese word for medicine, it's Gussuri. See where this is going? The logic is just beautiful. Medicine, Gussuri, makes your body solid and strong, or gutta. That helps you sleep soundly, Gussuri. And when you can sleep soundly, you can heal, Naoru. You can come out of sickness. It's a perfect unbroken chain.
Okay, but wait, there's one little problem. How did the good sound from Korean turn into the cuss sound in Japanese? We've got all the pieces of the puzzle on the table, but we need one final key to make them all snap into place. A linguistic decoder ring, if you will. And that key has a name. The Tachi Tsutedo principle. Now, don't worry about the fancy name. It's a real known rule in linguistics that basically says that sounds change over time in predictable ways. Specifically, sounds like D or T, where your tongue hits the roof of your mouth, they have a tendency to soften into friction sounds, like S or Ch.
So let me show you how it works. You start with the original Korean root, Gud. Now let's say you add a vowel to it, making it Gud-i. That D sound is the perfect trigger for our principle. Over hundreds of years, that sharp D sound with the tongue hitting the palate just naturally smooths out. It becomes a hissing S sound, so Gud-i becomes Gus. And just like that, Gud has transformed into Gus. Boom.
So there you have it. We can finally put all the pieces together. We followed the clues, we connected the seemingly unrelated concepts, we even cracked the sound change code. And what we found is this incredible, shared story hidden in the language. This chart just wraps it all up beautifully. It all starts with the core root, na, meaning to emerge. That gives us the action healing, or Naoru, which is really about coming out of sickness, or Naoda. Then you have the method, medicine, Gussuri, which is linked to the idea of being solid, or Gud-da. And finally, the result, sleeping soundly, Gussuri, which comes from sleeping solidly, Gud-ji. Every single step, from Korean to Japanese, is perfectly connected.
At the end of the day, the journey from being sick to getting healthy is something every human understands. It's universal. And what's so amazing is that deep inside the DNA of both Korean and Japanese, the words themselves tell the exact same story about that journey. It's incredible.
And that just leaves us with one final, pretty mind-blowing thought. If everyday words like healing, medicine, and sleeping are connected this deeply, just think about it. What other secrets, what other stories about a shared past are still out there, just hiding in plain sight in the words we use every single day?